Howdy, Possum Patty here, and it's a beautiful gray, rainy Sunday morning. It's the kind of rain that will soak into the ground and help the flowers grow, so I don't mind so much. But there's no flea market today. It's a good day to stay inside and do some journaling, so come on along. Well, there's a couple more pages I want to get done in my altered composition notebook, and it's so chunky. We have a fatty patty here, and right now I am using this headband from the Dollar Tree to keep it closed. Color kind of goes nice with the cover though, doesn't it? So I think you get a few in a package for $1. I'm gonna have to look for those and get some more. So I thought about doing another nature journaling page. And then I have something else I want to put on this page. But I've been watching the robins. At the beginning of the spring, usually like in March, the robins return to Connecticut. And also people in Connecticut love, love, love their Forsythia bushes. If you don't know what a Forsythia bush is, it's just a great big shrub that gets brilliant yellow flowers in the spring. Kind of the same time as the yellow daffodils and the yellow dandelions. And yellow is a really springy color for me. And the other day I bought all these yellow sheets of paper because I was in a springy mood. And one thing I want to do is make some Forsythia out of these, and then I want to put in a picture of a robin. So I was thinking about looking through this book and see if there was any robins, but I have some other books I can look into. So the first thing I'm going to do is to, let's see, I don't really have too much of a plan yet, except for using this yellow paper to make some yellow flowers. And I have this brown paper left over from yesterday when I made some of these little acorns down here. And I can make the stem of the Forsythia bush with this, or with this brown, or with this brown, because they're all scraps. And then I'm going to use my die set to cut out some flowers. And then I have to find a picture of a robin. Oh, and I got to choose a background. So I was thinking the yellow flowers would look good on pink. Is that too flashy? Or purple? I like the idea of purple, brown, and yellow. And this one might be a little too flashy for yellow. All right, I'm going to just start cutting some yellow flowers and the ideas will come to me, right? Okay, stand by. I made the design decision to go with the purple background, and I cut some branches out of all three of the color of browns that I was showing you. The lighter, the darker, and the one that's a little bit more red. And then it took me quite a while to cut out all these little yellow flowers. And you don't realize how small these Tim Holtz dies are until you start using them. Tiny, tiny, tiny. You know, I used to think, yeah, I don't need dies. I can cut things out by hand. But there's absolutely no way that I could ever cut out tiny flowers like this, that's for sure. So I'm going to put these dies away before I lose them. Put them back in their bag. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use these dark yellow ones to make dandelions. I was going to make some dandelion leaves, but I couldn't find a die that looked like a dandelion leaf, so I might either take some of these viney leaves and stick them together, or use some of these oak leaves and stick them together. going to try these little vine leaves first. Look at the strip of yellow paper I cut the yellow flowers out of. I think I'm going to make a border out of that. And then I'm going to put my Forsythia. But you know what, Forsythia don't have, usually, unless it's a really, really old plant. Where's my scissors? Such gnarly branches. So I think I'm going to snip some of these things off. The side shoots like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do some tedious work. I'm going to trim my bush stems. And then I'm going to try and make some dandelion leaves out of these viney leaves. And then I'm going to decide where to put everything on the page. Well, you know what? I want to get my robins on here too. So I got to go find a picture of a robin. I glue down the little punchinella here, piece of paper that I was punching out my flowers from. And I glued the brown stems across the purple paper on the side, sort of coming out from the side of the paper. And now I'm gluing down the Forsythia flowers. Now, to make a Forsythia look like a Forsythia, what I'm doing is taking these little daisy shapes and I'm cutting them in half. So there's one with a 3. Oops, and 2 with a 2, like that. And then I'm very carefully lining them up along the side of the branch, either on one side or on both sides. And that makes it look like a Forsythia. So I'm going to take a few minutes and finish gluing all these flowers down. And I'm doing it with the help of some tweezers. These are very tiny. Okay, slowly but surely, we're creating a page here. I did my journaling on the yellow polka dot paper because I really love it. And it's the same paper I put on the top there. And I think the yellow is so pretty against the purple. And I cut this robin out of this book. I don't know where the cover is, but it's got fish and plants and birds and insects and trees and flowers and ferns, all kinds of pictures to cut up. Probably got this at a tag sale for 50 cents or something. And I got a little blurb about the robin. And I'm debating whether to put this whole thing or just this bottom part on here. See how much room I wind up with. And I thought for contrast I put a different color underneath this a little bit. I got some scraps. I got some stripes. I didn't glue anything down yet. So I'm going to think about that while I try to make my little dandelions across the bottom here. And I'm going to cut these little pieces of ivy apart and stack them so that they look like the tooth of the lion. Dente de lion. Dandelions. I've got my journaling card glued down. I usually first notice the robins in March during the month of April. It's fun to watch them running across the yard searching for worms. Homeowners in Connecticut love their Forsythia, so much yellow to brighten the spring days. I put my little blurb in about the American robin, and I stuck my robin down at the bottom of the page. And I got this little space over here, and that's where I'm going to put a dandelion. So what I'm doing right now is cutting up these ivy leaves, and I'm going to stack them together and make dandelion leaves. And I cut one of the stems that the ivy leaves come attached to, and I'm going to make a dandelion on the end of that. So I'm going to do some gluing, and then I'll be right back. I found dandelion in my book when I'm cutting up for pictures, and you can see how jagged the leaf is. Looks like the tooth of a lion, dandelion. I might cut out this name and put it on my page because I've already made my own dandelion. Down here in the corner. And I cut up the ivy leaves and glue them together to make a jagged leaf. And then I layered and layered the daisies on there to make it look like a dandelion. So I don't need to put a picture of a dandelion, but I might just put that little label down there and what it's called. And then I'm going to glue it into my journal. And this page may be done. Well, I glued the page into my journal, and it's a pretty simple page for a Possum Patty page, isn't it? But it took me really a long time to cut these tiny, tiny flowers and glue them on those branches. And then I made my dandelion, and I did my journaling, and I added my robin. So I'm pretty happy with the page. Look what I did. I made the little flowers pop over the tape that's along the edge of the page. It's fun to have little things popping over the edge of the page. Well, I got one page done, and it took me quite a while. Oh, I made a couple petals falling off the Forsythia also. Put the little sign down in the corner. Anchor that flower to the bottom of the page. I think I need some more glue there. So I have another page I want to do, but, oops, this keeps falling out. I'm either going to clean off the table or go have a cup of tea. All right, cup of tea it is. So I'm going to come back later and do another page, but I'm going to call this one done for now. Sorry for the shadows. It's dark out today, still raining. So thanks for coming along today, and happy junk journaling and happy nature junk journaling. And remember that if you do some nature junk journaling, please hashtag nature junk journaling so I can check it out, or let me know below in the comments and I'll go check out your video. So thanks for coming along today. Bye-bye now. Well, this is getting to be a bad habit. I was closing the book up, ready to go have my cup of tea, and I saw this purple rickrack sitting on the table in front of me, and I said, I think I'm just going to stick a piece right over here for no particular reason. I just want to put a piece of rickrack on there. So when something's done, it's never done. Oh, and yesterday's video when I did this page, I ended this video 3 times and said, that's it, I'm done. And guess what? After I ended the video, I went back and put some shading on the acorns with some colored pencils because they were sitting on the desk. And now I'm closing up the book and thinking, absolutely need a piece of rickrack on this page. So I'm going to put a piece of rickrack right there, and then I'm going to end this video again. Maybe because the rickrack reminded me of a worm, I just had to put it on there. robin's eating a little worm down here. Okay, I'm not even going to call the page done. I'm just going to say I'm going to have a cup of tea. And thanks for coming along. Bye-bye now.